Have you ever met a person who reads a lot of books? Well, if you didn't, you probably know how braggy they are about how many books they've read. But have you actually thought on how much of those books he actually digested and how many of those books he just speed read in order to add them to his portfolio? And I know there's plenty of advice on how to read faster, how to skip through the pages, finding the important bits of data and just taking it all in. But I don't really believe in that because there's just so much data, and how are you supposed to know which is important, which is not, by just simply looking at a page and just finding out the right words in the right context? I take a little bit of a different approach, and I try to fully consume my books in order so I could learn and grow from the books and do not just put them on the shelf half read in order so I could brag to other people. And I know even if you're not using those speed reading tactics, a lot of people who read their books and when they skip to the next page or they read through the whole chapter, they look back and they're like, what the hell was I just reading? I don't remember a single word. I can't even make up a summary or tell about that to anybody. Well, in this video, I prepared a few methods that will hopefully help you to kind of focus on the book and digest it fully instead of having it half read and put it on your shelf. Okay, so the first method that helps a lot is when you feel your mind wandering and you just have a lot of chatter going on in your brain. Start moving your lips when you're reading, or start speaking in a calm voice, or you can speak in a full voice, whatever works for you is best. But in this way, you engage all of your senses. You engage your speaking, you engage your hearing, and there's no more time to think. Now you're only hearing and speaking the words that are on the book. So it's 3 ways that you get those words into you. So it's a better way to focus on what is going on the page and just to remember it a little bit better. The second method is, before opening the book, set a purpose for yourself or set a small goal in order to remember it better. So an example of a goal might be, oh, I want to read this book in order to be able to retell it to my friends or to my family members, or I'm looking for some kind of information. This way you will keep your mind engaged while reading. Or you can set a different kind of a goal. It can be as simple as, I need to make a small summary of the last chapter that I've read, or I need to make a small video on the last chapter that I've read. In this way, you're going to be more engaged in what is going on the page, and it's going to help you to remember a little bit better on what's going on. So the third method is for the rich guys out there who buy their own books. Because I like to get mine at the library, I also have some books that I bought just to test this method, and it really works. So you can use a marker or a pencil, whatever you prefer, just to mark the words, mark the sentences, mark the ideas, what is good at that moment, what you like at that moment, and then just read back all of those sentences. If you want to take an extra step when you're reading again that book, just write those sentences down, make those ideas into a sheet of paper, and then you can draw on those ideas. If you do not remember, you can take up a piece of paper and you can remember all of those ideas. So this also helps because you're constantly looking of what idea you like, of what ideas you enjoy, and this also keeps your mind a little bit more engaged and not sleepy or anything. Now the last one might be a little obvious, but I know that a lot of people don't understand how to do this properly, because taking breaks is very important when you're reading. But if right after a reading session you go and you watch some YouTube videos, or you go and play a video game, or you just don't use any of that information, by, I don't know, taking a walk or desensitizing your brain so it's not overstimulating. If you go on TikTok, you're not going to remember what you've just read because this is more stimulating than the book that you've read. Now you're just going to have that video stuck in your mind, just playing and dancing or whatever is going on there. You need to take that information and take it outdoors, go for a walk or talk to somebody about it. Or like I said in the first session, just write it down, take a break, which is not more stimulating than the book. Just downgrade a little bit, just let that information sink in, and this is going to help you to remember it better.